NFL Week 18. This is it. This is the end of the line for the NFL regular season. I am 21-14-1 on the season, so that means I am in the green regardless of how my picks go on Week 18. However, let us end this NFL season on a high and hopefully get 3 for 3 on my picks. Now for my picks, I am choosing 3 divisional games, 3 games that essentially have the division on the line. So first one here, Panthers plus 2.5 at the Buccaneers. I am choosing the Panthers here mainly because of the Buccaneers have been on a downward trend. This isn't a secret or anything for the second half of the season. Baker is playing hurt, and they heavily rely on Baker Mayfield for their offense. The Buccaneers are below average in rush per yards per game, and Baker is number 8 in the league, I should say, in pass attempts, so heavily rely on him to get the job done on offense. However, since the Rams game where he hurt his shoulder, so this is the last 5 games, he has only won 1 game, and in that time frame he has thrown 5 interceptions, so he's averaging 1 interception per game. Not great. We're in turnovers at such low margins here. Low margin games can decide the game. So because of that, because of the uncertainty and the downward trend for the Buccaneers, I'm expecting the Panthers to win this game. However, there are some questions still for the Panthers. Rico Dowdle is hurt. However, I am okay here playing to the spread. I will take those 2.5 points and the Panthers, and let us see what happens in this game. Next game, Seahawks minus 1.5 at the 49ers. Now, the last time I chose Seahawks minus 1.5, it was at the Rams, and they were a half point away in this spread for me to win that pick. But I am more confident here against the 49ers. We saw what the Bears were able to do against the 49ers defense. Yes, the 49ers were able to get some pressure, especially at the last play of that game, to ultimately win that game. However, offensively, I don't think the 49ers will chug along or be able to dominate like they did against the Bears. The Seahawks defense, if it any defense in the league, I would trust the Seahawks defense to potentially stop CMC and create trouble for the 49ers. We know whenever Purdy looks down at a defense or looks at a defense that is at a high level or an elite level, he tends to throw or create turnovers to the detriment of the 49ers. So that is something I'm going to expect here, some turnovers from Purdy that the Seahawks will force. And as long as Sam Darnold plays a clean game, I would expect the Seahawks to win this game outright. Now, they did play, of course, it's a divisional game, so they did play already in the season. However, it was week 1 in the season, so last outing, the 49ers won, but both teams could not rush the ball. The 49ers at that point were completely healthy. Right now, they're still facing some critical injuries on both sides of the ball. And in that game, Purdy did throw 2 interceptions. So that is the key metric there that I am looking for that the Seahawks can potentially replicate is make Purdy throw interceptions or turn the ball over or make the 49ers turn the ball over to ultimately win this game. Third game here, and this is one that I think out of these, I am probably the most excited to watch just because of how injuries are going to affect this game. But the Ravens, I'm choosing Ravens minus 3.5. I'm not very happy about that spread, but if I'm going to choose a team here, it's going to be the Ravens at the Steelers. Now, Steelers are dealing with injuries and some suspensions as well that really changes the outcome of their offense completely. Now, Darnell Washington, the tight end for the Steelers, had surgery for a broken forearm, so he's obviously not going to play in the game. DK Metcalf, their star receiver, has been suspended for this game as well. So there's only so much Aaron Rodgers can do with the weapons that he has. I think there's going to be a lot of struggling here for the Steelers offense to move the ball, communicate well, execute. I expect there to be some miscommunication in this game between Aaron Rodgers and his backup receivers, backup tight end, whatever it may be. And it's a game where if the Steelers do not score early, I think the Ravens can run away with it pretty easily. In the last outing, DK Metcalf had 148 yards against the Ravens. However, he's there no more due to suspension. Steelers, very critically in the last outing against both of these teams, were not able to rush the ball. So that is not something Aaron Rodgers could look towards. It's all going to be put on the shoulders of Aaron Rodgers. Only 34 yards rushing the Steelers had against the Ravens in their last outing, and Baltimore ran all over them on the ground. I believe it was over 200 yards rushing, and I expect the Ravens to lean more on Derrick Henry in this game and the run game, mainly because they have seen what he is able to do, especially last game, and also Lamar Jackson is still hurt. I think that's going to be a wake-up call for the Ravens to say, you know what, we have a really, really great running back. We should have used them all along. You should have used them at the end of the game against the Patriots, but that's another conversation. Here we are, week 18. I'm choosing the Ravens -3.5. So let me know what you think about my picks, if you would choose any differently, and I will see you at the end of the season for week 18 recap.